And this will be the last video from my house. Uh, my bags are packed. I'm ready to go. There's a song like that, something about leaving on a jet plane. Yeah, just a couple more hours, and my ride will be here to take me to the airport. And by the time you see this, I'll be less than 32 hours from touchdown in Manila. Yeah, I'm really excited. But I want to do one last video from home before I take off. The rest of the videos will be vlogging videos from my trip. And to say I'm excited, that would be an understatement. So I wanted to talk about the traits of Filipinas, some of the strengths and weaknesses, just characteristics. So, number one is they care for their partner. They are dedicated to serving their partner, their husband, their mate, whatever. Um, I mean, they'll clean the house. They want to do the laundry. They don't want their man to have to do any of the domestic chores. They were raised for the, and this is for the most part, they were raised to believe that all the domestic chores are theirs, all the outside chores are the man's. Traditional values, if you go back 50 years in the United States and even in some of the European countries, it's the same way. One of the things that I still get a chuckle over is Christine tells me that she peels shrimp for her brothers, and she will do that for me. I've never had trouble peeling my own shrimp, but you know, after having a Filipino wife, I know how they feel it's their duty to do that, to take care of their man in every little way. You know, it's something that you get used to. I don't want her to be my servant. I will gradually integrate into doing things myself also, but that's one of the traits. Another trait that they have is, for the most part, they're insecure about themselves. One of the things is body shaming. Um, I don't know how many times I've heard one of the members of her family say, "Oh, you've gained weight," or "Oh, your hair can't look like that when you meet him," and uh, or things like that. It's not really a supportive thing. It's just their way. So that builds an insecurity within them. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. It's something that I will get used to. My late wife didn't really have any family members that she interacted with. In fact, it was only her and her sister. Her sister lived in the Philippines. She lived here in the United States. So that wasn't, but she was really insecure about her language skills. She was not as fluent in English as what Christine is. So we won't have really that kind of a interaction. You will see her on video. She and I plan on sitting down so I can introduce you to her. You can hear just how fluent she is in English. I'm very fortunate that I am marrying someone with Western values, I guess, to a point. One of her majors in college was English. Her whole family is very fluent in English. I think I've said this before. They're very upscale people. I'm very fortunate here. So you'll see that for yourself. But insecurity, that's one of the traits. And I have some notes here. I'll keep referring to those because I don't want to get too far off and ramble too much. Lack of planning. Now, this is a trait within the Philippines. Today is here. We'll work on today. Tomorrow, it'll take care of itself. I'm a meticulous planner, and I probably give my fiance quite the headache. In a little over a month, I can say my wife. So if I refer to her as my wife, you'll understand. We are getting that mindset in right now. By the way, our Planning. Okay, this comes in. We planned on getting married on the 14th of January because at the time I was going to be flying back out of here on the uh, 24th of January, or flying out of the Philippines on the 24th of January. So we were in a rush to try and get everything planned, get everything put together so that we could still have somewhat of a honeymoon period before I left. Then we moved it back to the 21st because it didn't look like we'd be able to get our marriage license back by the 14th. You got to remember things move at Philippine pace when you're dealing with it, and that would have only given us like 3 days of a honeymoon. So we were going to do a pre-wedding honeymoon. Uh, yeah, but when I retired suddenly and extended my trip to the 26th of February, now we could move it back to the 28th of January. No, some of her family members had trips planned. Now, you got to remember her family, all the family members, they travel a lot. They're very cultured, I guess. They're not poor. They don't live in the jungle. They don't live in a nipa hut. And they're fairly affluent by Philippine standards. So whenever they get an opportunity to take a trip, then they do it. So this trip to Japan for her older brother, it's been planned for a while. And the 28th, they would have been in Japan still. Again, like I say, they travel a lot. So we have moved the wedding date to February 4th. It's like trying to herd chickens with a stick. Just getting everybody together, getting things planned. Again, I'm a meticulous planner, replanner, and then replanner. Yeah, it's what I do. Call it background in my previous life. But planning was always something that was really essential to me, not for them. I probably give her a headache when I say, get it done now. She just booked a venue. So we've got our wedding and our reception planned at this very beautiful outdoor venue for the wedding. We've got an indoor venue with air conditioning. Remember, it's still in the 80s over there. So air conditioning is kind of important. We right now we're somewhere between 60 to 65 guests at our wedding. It's her first wedding. It's my only real wedding. It's different than a justice of the peace. So planning, trying to get the Filipina to get on board with planning is something that has it's been sensitive, but we're managing. Another trait of theirs is the Filipinas are agreeable. They will agree with people just to avoid conflict. Now, they may not actually agree, but they'll nod their head. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, oh. They don't like conflict, so they will agree even if they don't. And in that case, that leads to Tampo, not tampon. Tampo. That's where the Filipina will just clam up, not say anything. Uh, and it's not an avoidance thing. It's they want to get control of their thoughts and their emotions before they speak. Um, it's something that I struggled uh, with my late wife. She would clam up, and me being the dumb Westerner, I'd just keep getting in her face. And that really caused a lot of confrontations because she wasn't ready to talk to me at the time until she dealt with her thoughts and emotions. And Christine's the same way. And fortunately, I learned about Tampo with my late wife. And I'm still trying to relearn that with Christine. And it's a respect thing. We have discussed that, and I told her, look, if you have tempo, just tell me nope. And once you get everything under control, we sit down, we talk about it. Now, communication is something that's just been great between us because of her complete understanding of the English language, her mastery of it, and her visits to the West. She understands Westerners pretty well. I'm so blessed to have found her. There are so many things that I think that I have an advantage over a lot of the expats that have married or are partners with Filipinas. It's something that they've had to learn. And okay, so I think I've got a leg up on that, having had a Filipino wife previously, and I will have a Filipino wife again. You can see I'm pretty excited about that. So, to the next point, Filipinas are probably some of the most faithful partners you could hope to have. Now, not all. Now, there's some city girls that are too westernized and they think that it's okay to do Western things. Fortunately, I have a fiance that has Philippine values. She has Western understanding, but she's also seen the downfall of relationships because of unfaithfulness. And I have 1,000% confidence in her faithfulness. If you get connected with a Filipina, if you are faithful to her, she will be 100% faithful to you. And that's all I have to say about all these things. I can't think of a better partner to have than a Filipina. I've looked all over the world, literally. And yeah, some of them were great, great people. Unfortunately, I didn't have as good of success in the United States um, because of all these things I just talked about. They don't have the respect, they don't have the faithfulness. They are too busy trying to plan everybody else's lives. They forget about their own. It is what it is. They just don't have the values that I seek. Me being an older man, I value those traits in a Filipina. And I can't think of a better partner to have. And you'll meet her in an upcoming vlog. I'm going to start vlogging this afternoon. Probably not producing until I get to the Philippines. I'll have Wi-Fi then and things once I get checked into my Airbnb. So I will have little clips of when I get to the airport, when we land in San Francisco, going through, changing from the domestic terminal to the international terminal. That's I'm not looking forward to that. Plus a 4 hour, 15-minute layover, the 13-hour flight from San Francisco to Incheon, Seoul, South Korea. Not looking forward to that 13-hour flight, but I have a plan. We'll see if that works. I'll probably vlog while I'm on the plane. I will do just little short clips of everything. My landing in Manila, and I finally get to be with my fiance, her daughter, her family, and I just can't wait. I wonder if I give the pilot an extra 20 if he'll step on the gas. Nah, ain't gonna happen. Okay, folks, I'm leaving on a jet plane, and I am just so excited about this. It's a whole new life coming up, and I hope everybody has a happy New Year. I'll try and get this out, my next video out before New Year's. Again, like I said, I'm going to have videos that are some short, some long. I may do a video a day. I may go 4 or 5 days without a video. It depends on the content. It depends on how much I fill up. And I have some meetings coming up in February. We're going to take a trip. I think I told y'all we're going to Boracay for our honeymoon right after our wedding. That's a resort island. Google it. It's pretty spectacular. I have a realtor I'm going to meet while I'm there. He says that he's got affordable housing. Why not live in a resort place if you can afford it? Now, I have a budget. I know what my budget is, and if it exceeds that budget, yeah, it's just it doesn't hurt to look. We are flying from Boracay to Dumaguete on Southern Negros Oriental. Uh, there are a lot of expats there. I have plans to meet with several. There are two that I'm really excited to meet. I've been following Mike's Philippine retirement for, oh my God, since probably back in March or April. I've been following his channel. He's a really decent guy. His birthday's coming up. We're going to get there around his birthday. Plan on, we've made arrangements to meet um, at a restaurant that's only 2 doors down from the hotel we're planning on booking. Yeah, that's going to be exciting. I just can't wait to meet the guy. He's just really a decent man. So if you want to check him out, see what kind of a person he is, go to Mike's Philippine Retirement on YouTube. And the other one I want to meet is Paul in the Philippines, Old Dog New Tricks. Paul is just a funny guy. I've been following him since about April or May, and he is just really a great guy. We're hoping, well, we have tentative plans, so we just got to have to do a little coordinating to meet him and his wife, and hopefully I'll get on his both of their channels. We'll hope, if Paul remembers to bring his camera equipment. He lives outside of Dumaguete in Valencia. It's a town just north and west of Dumaguete. Beautiful town. We plan on going down to Darwin. It's south. There's Bakong. From Dumaguete, there's Bakong, then Darwin, which is south, about 20 minutes south of Dumaguete. I have found some really beautiful properties down there. There are two YouTubers that I've been in contact with, and I may go look at their houses. One, he has he just built this house, beautiful house. It's not big. It's probably 1,100 square feet, but it's perfect for the three of us to live in. It's really a spectacular house for what it is, and he had that one built. Now he's going to sell it. He also has some other properties that he wants to sell. I'll look at those. There are some other properties that I've seen. I found a house that has a 20-foot diameter by 15-foot high rock in the middle of the house. They built the house around this rock. There's a spiral staircase that goes up on top of the rock, and then they build a cupola above the roof with windows 360 degrees. So you can sit up there on top of the rock. You can look out the ocean one way, turn around the other way, and you look at the mountains. Beautiful place. I have just been fascinated with Darwin since I first encountered it on YouTube. And Dumaguete's probably a little too crowded for me, even though it's only about 150,000 people. Only I live in a town of 70, so it's twice the size of the town I live in, and it's pretty busy. So between Valencia, Dumaguete, Bakong, and Darwin, we're going to be scouting. I'm going to rent a scooter, and we're going to take a trip. We'll see everything. Hopefully, I can meet with Mike and Paul, and hopefully, I can also meet with Wilma and Greg, who built a house in Darwin. He's retired, and his wife, and he lived in the United States for 19 years, I believe, before they retired and moved to the Philippines. Now they built this beautiful house. It's all solar. It's off grid. It's a great place. I wanted to get their ideas on a lot of this stuff. So I don't know if I'll get a chance to meet with Greg and Wilma. I'm trying to coordinate that now. I have a month to do it in, but anyway, there's a lot of things coming up. We're going to be busy while I'm over there. We've got some trips on Luzon we're going to take. I want to see Antipolo. We're going up to Angeles. Now, Angeles has a bad reputation. When Clark Air Force Base was in operation, you had sailors from Subic Bay coming over to Angeles. You had the airmen from Clark Air Force Base. There's a red light district, and I don't have any plans to get anywhere close to it. So Angeles is not just the red light district, walking street. You can Google it. You can hit it up on YouTube. And yeah, I don't plan on being anywhere close to that. But we're going up to Pampanga province, Angeles, and some of the surrounding areas around there. We want to check that out. We want to go to Cavite. That's south of Manila Bay, and west of Manila. It's kind of a place over there that I has a lower cost of living. We want to see Bataan. Uh, if you remember your history, the Bataan Death March, the Japanese marched all of these Allied troops up there. A lot of them died along the route. It was pretty harsh. It was pretty brutal. But there's some beautiful scenery there. There's some really nice housing. So we want to see that. We'll see. A lot of little trips we're going to do: Antipolo, Angeles, Cavite, Bataan. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to be a very busy boy. So I'll try and blog all of that, take you with me. Hopefully it's not too boring. Wish me luck on my journey. I won't be able to answer anything probably for a couple of days. I'm going to be in transit. So remember, I love all of you. I'll be back at the end of February, first part of March. Uh, I'll be a married man by then. uh, love y'all. Be good.